Hello, welcome to Japan After Dark, episode number 2.
Golden Week, big beers.
So today we are going to review 2 different beers. They are both Sapporo. The first one here is the Sapporo Black Label, or the Kuro Label.
Black label.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the one I would imagine most people are familiar with.
Yeah, I think so. That is probably the most famous Sapporo beer
Yeah,
in
like
Japan.
you can get this one in the States at like restaurants and bars.
On this bottle, it has a black label, but if you
Yeah.
buy it in a can, it's a white label. So,
Right. Yeah, they have another one that's like a dark beer. Right. What is that one called?
Oh, the Sapporo Stout.
Right. This one is not the stout. It's the black label.
The stout is actually difficult to find.
Yeah, not every place will carry it.
Yeah. But the main Sapporo you can buy in like any supermarket or convenience store. So.
Right. So this one is kind of their flagship beer. It's the one most people have experience with.
But most people don't buy it in a bottle; they buy it in a can.
Right.
So today we're drinking the bottled version.
Yeah. Then maybe afterwards we can get some cash back for recycling. Yeah, so we're comparing the black label Sapporo today to the Sapporo Lager. So this one I've never tried before, so I'm very curious to see, how it compares.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've had this in the can before.
Really?
Yeah. The logo is more like old school, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. It looks
So-
more vintage.
Maybe this is the original version.
It might be. David, when it comes to beer in a bottle versus beer from a can, can you tell a big difference? Do you have a preference?
Well, like if you drink cola from a can or a bottle, you can tell difference, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely from a bottle is better, I think. So
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe something about the metal in the can reduces the taste or something. But the bottle is always much better, I think.
Yeah, it's weird when it comes to like Coca-Cola. I prefer it in a can over a bottle or a plastic bottle.
Really?
However, for like Heineken, specifically Heineken, I only enjoy Heineken from the bottle.
Have you ever tried Corona from a bottle and from a can?
Yeah, Corona's better from a bottle.
It's
too.
completely different.
Yeah.
From a can, it doesn't taste like Corona at all.
That's a good point.
It's
a good
really
point.
strange. It tastes like completely different beer. So.
Yeah. We both have some of the black label here. Kanpai.
Kanpai.
So let's give it a taste.
It's not so carbonated, I think. Do you feel that carbonation?
It's there, but it's not overwhelming.
No. It's good. It's quite easy to drink.
I've always liked Sapporo, the black label, because usually I drink Asahi, but
But you go through phases, right? Sometimes you
right,
like doing Sapporo.
right.
I'm like that too. So.
It has more flavor than Asahi Super Dry, but not to the same level as, say, like premium malts, for example. Suntory premium malts. It's got a good balance of flavor and drinkability, which I like about it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of premium malts. I find it a little bit too thick.
Yeah, me too.
So,
And it's too expensive.
I don't understand why it's expensive as well. Because Sapporo and Ibis taste better to me. But,
I think it's just Suntory trying too hard.
well, it's called premium malt.
That's right.
So premium means it must be expensive. Right?
They have a more expensive version too. It's
Do
called.
they?
You don't know?
Super premium one?
It's called Master's Dream. And at the supermarket, it's sold in a 4-pack for like a crazy amount of money. So in general, what kind of rating between 1 and 5 would you give Sapporo Black Label?
I am already a fan of Sapporo, so if I get like this level beer from a supermarket, it's usually this one or super dry. So,
Right.
So I got a 4 on this.
I would give it a 4 too.
Yep.
Can you taste the difference between the can and the bottle?
I can't.
You can.
No, I can't.
I can't either. So
Tastes exactly the same.
I guess if you take anything away from this, it would be buy the bottle if you like the aesthetic, or if it's cheaper.
I mean, the bottle is cooler than the can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If you're into the old style beer bottles with like plastic crates that they come with, I've heard several people tell me that if you go to like restaurants or izakaya or even like liquor shops, if you ask pretty nicely, they will just give you some of the branded like glass bottle crates with like Asahi or Sapporo like labeled on them.
They would give you
Yeah.
for free?
Yeah, because they just get them from the companies anyway.
Oh, do they just throw them away or something?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like they have so many that they don't need all of them.
But people would like sit on those in some restaurants, right? They make like a seat out of it or something.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Or some people use them on the back of their like motorbikes. It's like a storage box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you ever have like a DIY project to do and you need something like that, they're pretty easy to come by, I think. Okay, so next we have the Sapporo Lager beer. So to be frank, we have no idea what the difference is between these two. But they are different. We checked the website for Sapporo.
Yeah.
They have
seem to be different.
2 different sections for these two. From what we can gather, this one is older than the Black Label beer.
The label looks more old school than the original one, the black one.
Yeah, even on the label here it says since 1876.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Come back. I like this better
Really?
than the black label. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's more carbonated. It's easier to drink than the black label, I think. What do you think?
This one tastes more like Asahi to me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's tough.
Do you prefer this? Or?
That's tough. I don't know. Because I like the Black Label and I like Super Dry as well.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It just depends on my mood, basically. And this is very similar to Super Dry, I think. So it's hard to say if I like this better, but you do.
I do.
It's good. It is more carbonated.
So this one is, if you like European lagers, like you like Heineken or Amstel or something like that, this one is for you, I think. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is quite different.
It is different. It's very different.
And they're both good.
I was not expecting it to be this different. I thought it'd be almost the same. It's very different, actually.
We were talking off camera before shooting, and we were both a little afraid that it would be the exact same beer. Yeah, I like both. So all I can really say is, based on my current feeling. And that said, based on my current feeling right now, my current mood, I prefer the Black Label.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you why, but
So the black label you gave a 4.
Yeah.
What would you give this?
I'd give it a 3.5.
Okay.
3.5.
Interesting.
Because when I drink the black label, I could get a blind tasting of this and I could tell you that it's Sapporo.
Oh, for sure. Me too.
Yeah, it has a very signature taste. This one, it could be because I'm not as familiar with it, but this could be like super dry or like any other similar beer to that. It doesn't have as much of a signature taste as the black label does.
Oh, so this could be any company's beer.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, basically.
Okay.
So that's why I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
But I like it.
Would you buy it? No.
Yeah. Though probably I'd buy Asahi Super Dry for this. And I would stick with the black label.
Okay, so for the next drink, we're going to try something called Akadama. Alex, you picked this up today. What is Akadama?
That's right. So, Akadama sweet wine. So this is a very old Japanese wine. It's made by Suntory, and just to give a little bit of history behind this wine. So the company Suntory was founded in 1899, and initially they would import wine from overseas, like port wines, things like that. And they found that those wines they were importing weren't very popular with the Japanese public. So the founder of Suntory, Tori Shinjiro, he decided to make his own original wine. And that's how the Akadama wine came to be. Initially it was called a port wine.
Oh, like Portuguese port.
Right, yes. So like
a dessert wine kind of thing.
Right, yes. Yeah. And in the 1970s, Portugal passed some rules declaring that any wine made outside of Portugal cannot be referred to as port wine.
Brilliant.
So these days, it's considered...
so you changed the name to Akadama.
Right, so these days it's called Akadama sweet wine. It's the same wine. They just had to rename it because of regulations.
But Portugal has a large influence in Asia, right? So,
Right. Yeah.
did you know, for example, kimchi? Kimchi is a very popular side dish in Korea. That's red, but it was originally not spicy. It was originally white. The Portuguese introduced chili peppers to Korea, and that's why it's spicy now. That's
Really?
why it's really. Yeah. And Castella is a very popular cake in Japan. But Castella is originally a Portuguese cake.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is an original Japanese domestic product, but heavily influenced by Portugal, I should say. And again, Akadama sweet wine since 1907.
I've never had this. Have you had this before?
Yes, I tried it last night for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's not expensive, right? It's quite cheap.
it's super cheap.
How much is a bottle of this?
This bottle was about $4.
Christ.
Yeah, it's insanely
400
cheap.
yen?
Yeah, about 400 yen.
Really? Alex, why don't you introduce the snack? The first snack on this.
Okay, so our first snack for today is Menbei.
What did we review in episode 1?
That's right, we reviewed Menbei chocolate.
So today is the real Menbei.
So Menbei is it's senbei. Senbei is basically like a rice cracker. And as the name would suggest, it's a mentaiko flavor.
Mentaiko flavor, yeah.
Mentaiko flavor senbei.
Yep.
So mentaiko being fish eggs, right?
Pollock eggs. Yes.
Pollock eggs, yeah.
This one I picked up in the local supermarket. This is actually from Fukuoka, but you can buy this in Ehime. It is available. They have a few varieties, but this one is the mayonnaise kind.
Okay, yeah, it says mayonnaise aji. Yeah.
Mayonnaise flavor.
Yeah. So on the last episode, when we tried the chocolate, I think my response was that I feel as though I've had the original snack after eating the chocolate.
Sure.
It just seemed that legit to me. So I'm curious to see if I was correct or not.
Basically, the last week's episode minus the chocolate probably is this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have an image of what this is going to taste like, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
But this is a very popular omiyage. Omiyage in Japanese means souvenir. So commonly something we would give to co-workers, family, after we went on a trip.
So omiyage in Japan tends to be like a box of individually packaged sweets or snacks similar to this. It could even be like a bottle of alcohol.
Yeah,
It could
it can
be
be beer. It can
beer.
be
It could be
chocolate.
a local craft from,
Mochi.
like for example, one city over from us in Imabari. They're famous for their towels, right?
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah, so that could be an omiyage, like giving
Hand towel or something.
like a hand towel,
But-
something from the area.
I think usually when you give omiyage, it should be something that represents the area that you went to. So,
Right.
so if you went to Oita, it should be like shikwaza. Should be a kind of a lime flavor thing.
Right.
If you come to Ehime, it should be a mikan. Should be an orange
Right.
thing. So something that represents that prefecture
Right.
is something
right.
you should give. So
Yeah.
if you go to Fukuoka, it could be this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, even straight up mentaiko,
Oh yeah.
you can consider it an omiyage.
But it's a little bit difficult to bring it back, right? It should be chilled. It's fish eggs.
Right.
So how do
yeah.
you export it?
Right. Several years ago, we went to Fukuoka together.
How long did the bus journey take?
9 hours. And so at the time, my coworker requested mentaiko.
Did he? Really?
Yeah. But because it requires refrigeration, I wasn't really able to,
Bring it.
effectively
Bus.
bring it back. On a 9-hour bus ride, it just seemed kind of
I guess it would last about 3 hours max.
yeah. So
And the bus ride is 9 hours.
I ended up not buying it. So yeah, her attitude towards it was essentially like, why did you even ask me if you're not gonna bring it back for me? I felt a little bad about that. All right, so let's try the Menbei.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's spicy more than mayonnaise, I think.
Yeah, well, mentaiko kind of has like a spiciness to it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. The mayonnaise, I don't really taste.
I don't either.
No.
It's just completely spicy.
Is there a standard version of this, like a regular flavor?
Oh, yeah, there is.
No.
Yeah.
Does that taste any different?
I think I've had. I've never had that. I've only had the spicy one and the mayonnaise one. So. And they both taste spicy.
Okay.
But in Fukuoka, mentaiko is supposed to taste spicy. It's crunchy, right?
It is crunchy, yeah.
So in one pack you get 2 crackers, 2 biscuits. I'm not a huge fan of mentaiko. But to me, this doesn't taste like mentaiko. It just tastes a little bit spicy,
Right.
a little bit fishy.
Right.
3.5.
I was thinking 3.5 as well. All right. So 3.5.
3.5. Alex, would you like to try a takoyaki?
Takoyaki snack. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Oh, what is this? I like the package.
So-
It's like a little chef. He's holding something up like this on the package.
this is a takoyaki sweets. It says Osaka takoyaki sweets. Takoyaki pie. Taco pie. This is a kind of phyllo pastry takoyaki.
Ah, like taco patty maybe.
Oh, taco patty. Yeah.
Okay. Like octopus patty.
So this is kind of a phyllo pastry that has a takoyaki taste.
Hmm.
Do you like takoyaki?
I do. Takoyaki is basically a little piece of octopus surrounded in like batter
Butter.
and then like fried in a little, what would you call it?
Like a flat top in America, right? A flat top.
Right.
But it has holes in it. So it's designed to make a ball. But it's a flat top, basically.
It's like a fried octopus orb, basically. Basically.
And on top you usually add takoyaki sauce, which is like a Worcester sauce, a little bit sweet sauce, mayonnaise, seaweed flakes,
Yeah.
and katsuobushi. Katsuobushi is bonito flakes, so fish flakes.
Right. It's delicious too. It's famous in Osaka.
It's Osaka thing.
Yeah.
But people all over Japan love takoyaki. You can buy it
Yeah.
in any city. So.
Yeah. There's a whole thing in Japan called a takoyaki party. Tokoba. Basically like having a party at your house where you make takoyaki like with your friends.
Do you have a takoyaki machine?
Yes, I do.
Of course I do. But with takoyaki, it's like you can make a new version. You can change it a little bit, so you can add kimchi, wasabi, cheese.
Yeah.
What kind do you make?
I've done the kimchi version. I've done
Kimchi is good.
cheese. I've done a couple of others, but I can't recall. All of them.
Russian roulette.
What is that?
Russian roulette. So one takoyaki has an insane amount of wasabi put in it, and then you mix them up, and whoever gets that one, you're up.
I haven't done that. Maybe next time.
Right.
Have you done that?
Of course.
Who was the loser?
Always I get it.
They really go strong in the flavor, don't they? Whoa.
This one is no hard spar snack, so it has like a caramelized taste to it. Like there's some sugar that's been caramelized onto it. It has a very pastry taste.
Yeah, so before I ate it,
Like
as I was holding it, I thought it would be much crunchier.
It has like a millefeuille, like a pastry
Yeah.
cake taste to it.
It's actually quite brittle.
Yeah.
Like a pastry.
Like a cake.
Yeah.
But it has a takoyaki taste. It's very interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's like a dry takoyaki.
Like,
dry room temperature.
If you can't get the real takoyaki, is this a decent substitute for it?
If you wanted to know what takoyaki tasted like,
I'm not sure you can get it from this. Do you think so?
it's a little different.
Right.
Yeah.
I think if you want to know what takoyaki tastes like, you have to eat takoyaki.
Yeah.
There is no substitute for it. But as an attempt to make something that tastes like takoyaki, this is pretty good.
I think if you like those very light, brittle pastry type snacks, then you would enjoy this.
Yeah.
Personally, just in general, I'm not a huge fan of that type of snack.
It's a little too sweet for me.
The
It's
sweetness,
sweet.
but also the texture,
Okay.
like brittle but super like airy at the same time, like that kind of snack.
Sure.
I'm not a huge fan of those. That said, though, the flavor is nice.
You get the seaweed, which
Yeah.
is good.
You
Because-
can tell that they put some thought.
The seaweed is quite a big thing about takoyaki. You get that noddy
Yeah.
seaweed taste. But also mayonnaise is a big part of takoyaki. There's no mayonnaise taste in this.
No.
It's pure sweet Worcester sauce, seaweed
Yeah.
combined.
I definitely haven't had anything like this before.
It's very unique. But if you go to a souvenir shop in Osaka, you will find this snack.
Yeah.
Because it's the taste of Osaka, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
But I prefer the real thing.
Of course.
Eat the real takoyaki.
Speaking of the real thing, even like in the world of like actual takoyaki, here in Ehime, where we live, eating local Ehime takoyaki compared to takoyaki from like downtown Osaka, they taste completely different.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had takoyaki from like a truck in Matsuyama. It's been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, they're both good, but just very different in style.
Yeah. But if you want the real one, Dotonbori,
Right.
Osaka, Namba, that's where you get the real takoyaki.
That's right.
But it's not like a dinner, right? It's like a snack in a way.
Like technically,
Like you wouldn't go there for dinner. Right? You would go there like before dinner or something.
it's kind of like a street food kind of
Yeah,
thing. Like
sure,
in the
yeah,
same
yeah.
category as like yakisoba or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Thailand, like a kebab or satay.
Right.
something
Or like
that.
in America, like walking down the street with like a chili dog or something.
Yeah, right, like
Yeah. That kind of category.
mm.
I would give this a 2.5.
Really?
Yeah. That's not to say that I hate it, because I don't. It was pretty tasty, but I'm just not a huge fan of that kind of snack.
I think it's a little bit too sweet for me. So
It is pretty sweet.
So I agree, 2.5.
Yeah. Alright.
It's not really worth the money. And if you want to eat real takoyaki, go for the real one.
You'd be saving a lot of money too.
The real one
I'd be
is
willing to
cheaper
bet you can.
than this.
Yeah.
So, the Akadama, Alex,
That's right.
score.
I'd like to know your opinion first.
It's sweet, and I just said I don't like sweet things. However, the price is very reasonable, right? It's 400 yen.
Yeah.
I'll go 3 on this one.
3?
I like this.
To me, it kind of...
It tastes like sangria a little bit.
Yeah. Sangria or like a fruit punch.
Yeah.
Like an alcoholic fruit punch.
If you're a frat boy or a party,
Or if you're like a party boy from like like Japan in 1899, that might be the drink for you. It's pretty strong too. This is
it's pretty strong.
14%
14%.
alcohol, but it's very easy to drink.
Yeah, it is. That means it's scary. It's dangerous.
It is quite scary. Those wines, those German ice wines, taste more like a dessert drink.
But they are so sweet they almost like melt your teeth, do you know what I mean?
Right.
When you drink them.
Similar to like umeshu, like Japanese plum wine.
Like you have to drink it from a very small glass. Or something.
Yeah.
This is not like that. So.
This is more drinkable. It's less sweet. It's still sweet, but less sweet.
I feel like if you mix this with soda or something, it'd be really good.
So I've had it three ways. I've had it straight on the rocks and mixed with soda. And in my opinion, it works the best on the rocks. Slightly chilled. Next, straight, like room temperature. Or chilled. Chilled probably tastes better. And in my opinion, with soda, it wasn't very good at all. It was too watered down. Yeah, like all the sweetness was brought to such a weak level that it was like drinking like that really crappy flavored water. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, it's so light that you may as well be drinking.
If you live in Japan,
straight water.
you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
If you go to 7-Eleven, you can find many flavored waters, like fruit flavored water, like orange flavored water. And they are very diluted, so you're basically drinking water, but tiny little bit of fruit flavor.
Right.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would give this a 3.5.
Yeah.
If this had the same sweetness as like a German ice wine, I would give it like a 2 probably. Because I can't drink things that are that sweet. But this is drinkable.
It's drinkable, I like it. I would buy this again.
Yeah, me too.
So I would give this a
3.5.
3.5. 3.25. Bad one?
Alright.
Alright. Well guys, thanks for watching another episode of Japan After Dark.
Alright. Episode number 3 will be coming up in about a week, so please stay tuned.
We hope you had a good Golden Week. This is Japanese Golden Week.
That's right. If you have any requests or comments, please feel free to leave a message down below.
And give us a like.
That's right. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe, give us a like. We have a lot more to come. Yes.
Next week, some cool stuff coming up. So see you next time, guys. Thank you very much.